YPO Soccer Complex for the Division II Girls State Soccer Championship game. This is a big one. It's the Kauai Red Raiders and the Hawaii Preparatory Academy Kamakani, that is. Let's take a look at how both of these teams got here. Queens Medical Center Division II Girls Soccer Championship bracket.
Both of these teams coming off with a first round bye, so Hawaii Prep took on Waimea 6-0, and then in the semifinal, 3-0 victory over Kauai yesterday. And for the Red Raiders of Kauai, a big win, 12-0 on Waianae versus Waianae in the quarterfinals, and a very tight win in the semifinals against Mid-Pacific.
Aloha, I'm John Venerian. Of course, this is Brent Murakami. An exciting matchup tonight. We'll have two exciting matchups, but first the Division II game.
Yeah, it's going to be real exciting. Kauai is representing all of the public schools. We haven't had a public school Division II champion since they've started Division II, and then Hawaii Prep is going for their 7th straight title.
Ooh, boy. Let's take a look at the New City Nissan players to watch.
We'll start off with Kauai. For them, their senior captain, Erica Napoleon, one of their midfielders, is their leading goal scorer. Had the game-winning goal with 27 seconds left against Mid-Pacific yesterday. So look for her to be very dynamic in midfield. And then going across the field to the Hawaii Preparatory Academy, Bella Police, just a junior, but she is a goal scorer. She gets off to a good, fast start, scored early goals in the quarterfinals and in the semifinals. Their leading goal scorer as well.
It should be an exciting one. Talking to both coaches before the game, they are pumped. The players are pumped. It's the D2 title game coming your way after the break.
This Spectrum OC16 presentation is sponsored by Zippy's, Hawaii Honda Dealers, Shoko, the State of Hawaii Police Officers Union, and Jack in the Box.
Welcome back to YPO Soccer Complex, a Division II matchup between Kauai and Hawaii Preparatory Academy. Both teams looking for a state championship, and this could be a very good game.
Yeah, this is going to be very exciting. Kauai has not been in this match since 2011, so they're looking for their first title, and like we said in the open, Hawaii Preparatory Academy looking for their 7th straight.
Let's introduce you to the game's starting lineup, sponsored by Zippy's.
Good evening, soccer fans, and welcome to YPO Soccer Complex, site of the Queen Medical Center HHSAA Girls State Soccer Championship. This is the Division II Championship game featuring from the KIF, the Kauai Red Raiders, taking on from the BIIF, the Hawaii Preparatory Academy Kamakani. Here are your starting lineups. First, for the Kauai Red Raiders, number 1, freshman Brianna Ehia. Number 3, sophomore Nahe Bukowski. Number 5, junior Noe Kaya. Number 7, senior Catherine Passion. Number 8, junior Kaya Kamara. Number 10, sophomore Adriana Hernandez. Number 14, senior Erica Napoleon. Number 16, junior Jessica Cesar. Number 18, junior Jessica Hurljack. Number 24, junior Audrey Yukimura. And in the goal for the Red Raiders, wearing 00, Jada Planis. Head coach for the Kauai Red Raiders, Chance Bukowski. And now your starting lineups for the HPA Kamakani. Number 3, a junior Aliana West. Number 7, a junior Isabella Police. Number 8, sophomore Jordan Perry. Number 9, senior Kahele Walsh. Number 10, senior Jenna Perry. Number 12, junior Elizabeth Evans. Number 15, senior Angela Cipriano. Number 16, senior Riley Sorayakov. Number 17, junior Malia Brost. Number 19, sophomore Ruby Helmet. And in the goal, senior wearing number 1, Maya Mills. Head coach for HBA, Stephen Perry. Butler, AR1, Mike Hanna, AR2, Don Latori, and the fourth official, Michael Fricano.
And you see a little bit of a wind here already tonight. Last night was a brisk and there was a chill in the air, but it seemed like the players got through it pretty easily. The sun now on the field entirely, and the players ready to get this thing rolling.
Yeah, the wind goes from left to right. We saw that, I think, more of a factor in the first game yesterday, so I think it's probably going to be the same thing tonight. But the field is in excellent condition, and the temperature is just right for a good soccer game.
You say that it was a factor, and it was simply because of the way that the goalies were kicking that ball into the wind. Comes off their foot with a lot of power, but it stalls in the air. We'll see if that plays a factor here in this first game, especially with the team going from your right to left on screen.
Exactly, and that's on the defensive side. On the offensive side can be very beneficial for some of those clearances as well as some of those set pieces from distance, kicking with the wind at your back. I think we're in for a nice treat, I think, tonight.
Heard the starting lineups moments ago. Stephen Perry, the head coach for Hawaii Preparatory Academy, looking for his 7th straight. He's been with the program for 36 years, but he's been the head coach for 27. He's a fixture. He's definitely the franchise coach. He's also the athletic director, so that helps in putting a person in that coaching position. He's like, oh, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, he's been awesome there, and we've seen him for, this is their 9th straight appearance in the championship match. The previous 2 before this championship run, they lost 2 in a row to Mid-Pacific.
Who Kauai was able to take out in the semifinals, 2-1, just yesterday.
Yeah,
and here we go.
And that was an exciting match. Kauai was losing the entire match until the 73rd minute with the equalizing goal, and then 27 seconds left in the game, Kauai scores the game winner.
Both teams share the color red. It's Hawaii Preparatory in all red, and it's Kauai wearing the white jerseys. Red numerals. Called out.
Both teams here very much liking the ball on the ground, so we'll see a lot of build-up from the midfielders. Hawaii Preparatory Academy will probably look to use the flanks a bit more than Kauai will.
That shot centered. The goalie was there. Planis doing a good job of getting that one off despite the wind, but you can tell how it gets caught up. Hawaii Preparatory winning the ball. Trying to get it to the outside. Good defense there by Kauai.
Both gonna look to play a good defense, a team defending. The Kamakani of Hawaii Preparatory Academy are gonna look for lots of pace, but here we already, some of that physical play that we saw last night as well in the D1 semifinals, picking it up here.
And she was calling for it. That was Noi Kaya. Did you see it, ref? Yes, he did. Now that one didn't catch wind at all. That's a great kick up the field. West. Now they're going to put some cushion on this, drop it back a little bit, change the side of the field. A lot of room here to make a pass. Not a lot of time, though, there. Kauai now with possession. Loses it, though.
Yeah.
They're going to grab it there. Able to keep it in. That's Hurljack. Now Hurljack will go for the ball that races to the corner. Will she be able to stop it before it goes out? No, that hits the end line. And a little bit of extracurricular there at the end of that play. Referee sees it, calls it, says, settle down a little bit, please.
Yeah, Hero Jack there, and Ruby Helmuth just battling it out there. Sure, it'd just be a throw-in, but referee kind of talking about that extracurricular stuff.
We're seeing already that 3 contact has already been called. There was a lot let go last night that kind of just let them play. Already tonight, though, 3 stoppages. All right, White Prep now coming up the field. That's Sorayakov on the outside. She's covered by Kaylee Alvarado Panas. Kamakani getting a throw in. It's a short throw in, defended well.
Yeah, closing in. The Red Raiders are closing in once that ball gets in that midfield area, and definitely to the front runners of the Kamakani.
A couple of girls not playing for the Red Raiders tonight. Coach was saying that a lot of these girls are talented enough to play multiple positions, and they need them to do so. It's how to find the right combination of players so that they can win this game.
And on this throw-in, actually was the Red Raiders throw-in, went in and came out. So now ball goes over to Hawaii Prep.
That one quickly taken back. Setting it up ahead, kind of sloppy play so far. Again, not being able to trap that ball. That ball rolls out. It's Kauai ball.
Just not having that space in midfield. Right now, for all of these throw-ins, you know, the ball is coming at the player's chest and body, and they're not able to settle it nicely. But here, another foul. Referee's going to keep it pretty tight tonight, looks like.
Big difference in last night's crew against today's. They may have been watching the physicality of last night's 2 games that we called here on XCast. Cesar. Nice kick, getting it to the middle. There's an opening there. And quickly that door shuts. Hawaii Prep bringing it back up the field. Koski fighting to keep ball, but she falls down. A little bit of contact. Referee calls it. Kauai ball. Good job by Koski, just kind of hustling around, making sure she keeps possession.
Yeah, here we've got some physical play there. A hip check. But both of these teams know what's at stake. There's just this the last game of the season. They're going to leave it all on the field tonight. Every ball they want is, you know, as players and coaches, we just play to the whistle blows and see what the referee's going to give. And if referee's looking to call it a bit tighter, you just keep playing.
It's a short leash tonight for sure. This referee crew wants to keep this entirely clean. Nice little header. Nobody there. That's West. She sends it up ahead. Maybe a little too far. The defense is there. Koski kicking it to the outside, so it's going to go out of bounds. We're going to have to keep a stat on throwing. It seems like Hawaii Prep has kicked this one in. That was a nice centered ball, a little high, nobody there. Defended well by Kauai.
And Kauai knows what Hawaii Prep is capable of doing. Hawaii Prep has been off to a very good start in all of these games in the state tournament. Their first game against Waianae, they won 12-0. It was 3-0 in the first 5 minutes. And then yesterday, scored in the first minute of play.
This is Perry. Outside to Sorayakov. That goes out of bounds. It'll be Kamakani ball. Short throw-in, a little bit of cushion there. Against Sorayakov to the outside. She gets to the inside and stolen away, kicked up ahead. Hawaiians feel like they've been on their side of the field quite a bit already. Just passing the 8-minute, or just about to the 8-minute mark in this one. Hawaii Prep with possession. Up ahead now, stolen away by Kauai. Kick to the outside. That's Noe Kaya. Now that's getting sent up ahead. Again, though, back and forth. A lot like yesterday. We saw a real defensive battle and an offensive struggle for each team that we called last night in the first half.
Here, Bella Police got speed on that wide side. That's what she's going to look to do. Get some crosses in, if not cut in. She's their leading goal scorer. She's got 16 on the year.
Show your support for Hawaii's law enforcement community with official Shoko merchandise. The store is open to the public and is located on Hoy Street in Kalihi. Proceeds benefit officers and their families statewide. Here we go with the first corner kick of the game. Let's see how it's defended. What kind of offensive attack Hawaii Preparatory Academy gets. This was a nice ball to the center. Nice header.
It's a good ball.
And just over. That looked like it might have had the angle, but just wide left and a little high. Kahele Walsh doing a good job. Take another look.
That's a good service in there by Perry. And Kahele Walsh, their center backs coming up into attack for the corner. He's kind of standing though in that box instead of running in. Gets under that ball instead of attacking it.
Kauai now with possession. Ehia trying to hold on to the ball. She loses it. Possession back to Kamakani. Up ahead. This is a speedy.
Aliana West.
Yes, Aliana West doing a fabulous job of getting there, but not enough to keep that one in bounds. Now this is a good ball sent deep. Kamakani quick to win the long ball and then get it back out of their own field. Doing a good job of moving the ball around.
Yeah, Hawaii Prep's got a lot of time and space actually in the backfield. And once they start moving that ball tighter up the field, Kauai is closing in on them, but that's a good through ball.
That was Bella Police again, trying to get it to the inside. A little bit of an opening here, but a lot of traffic. And now Bukowski bringing it up. She gets it almost to midfield by herself. She's got a little help. But again, the Red Raiders lose possession. See what they can do here. Nice step up.
Yeah, Jack for the Red Raiders is their lone forward up top. He's going to need a little bit more support and control up there. Very difficult for her to play against the four backs for the Kamakani.
It's a pretty good battle going on here between these two teams.
Yeah, nobody giving each other any time or space. That's the way it should be in these tighter games.
There's that speed again. Cipriano. She's trying to get it to the inside, but defended well again. That's Bukowski. She gets it up ahead to Ehia. Ehia loses the ball out of bounds. Battle going on down in the corner now. Not enough room to get that ball centered. They're going to call an offside. Really got to pay attention to passing the ball back like that. You've got to make sure that you also come back and get yourself inside the last defender.
Exactly. And the Kamakani are kind of getting locked in on one side of the field. We've seen a lot of the play go to the middle and then come back to this near side of the field. I know Coach Perry is wanting his team to really move that ball across the field as they advance it. So I don't think he's going to be necessarily too satisfied as far as them moving the ball from left to right.
I'm impressed with the way Hawaii Preparatory they attack that ball. They're trying to win every ball in the air. It seems like they're doing a good job. A little bit of a shove there. It's a no call. Something that we might have seen here just a few moments ago. Referee's letting it play on. Hawaii Prep now with a little bit of a lane. Nice big kick, but defended very well.
Kolski has been big back there for the Red Raiders. A center back, we've seen her win some tackles.
A couple of subs coming in. That's Emily Thompson, sophomore midfielder. Now, Kauai, talk about, this is Hawaii Prep, of course, but Kauai talking about its midfield. Both teams really focusing on that mid, and said that the game may be won in that area, in that position for both teams.
Yeah, the engine for Hawaii Prep is in that midfield. They've got just 2 central midfielders, and the Red Raiders have 3 there. So it's kind of that mismatch. How can you find the numbers where your numbers up on the field? But the Hawaii Preparatory Academy has been playing very strong, very active in there. It doesn't look like they're down a player in that central area.
And Hawaii Preparatory Academy has had some great success running that flag back forward defense, 4-4-2.
Yeah, and they are playing against just one lone forward for the Raiders. The Kauai is playing with 4-5-1. A little bit nicer, easier job maybe, calmer job for the Kamakani backfield.
It's always nice to see how they game plan the 2 different defenses. It's the best of Spectrum OC16 with a new primetime lineup. Tune in starting at 7 p.m. each weeknight for different episodes of Cooking Hawaiian Style, Hawaiian Skin Diver, Hawaii Goes Fishing, The Pet Hui, and Ultimate Japan, exclusively on Spectrum OC16. Cesar, the kick, she's the one that takes most of it. That's a nice one down crossing midfield, but headed and won by Hawaii Preparatory Academy. That was Helmuth. Saved and played on the sideline now by Cipriano. She gets it back. They're going to lose it. Passing not as tight, but there's a lot of congestion there. You can see all the white jerseys down on defense.
And that's been their trouble a little bit. Not able to get more players off on the offense, so when they're looking to clear that ball, no one's there to receive it.
Yeah.
It's a good punt against the wind, that's for sure.
Yes, and it is blowing really hard right now. She was able to slice through that wind. That's a nice kick by Napoleon up ahead, but a little too far, maybe a little too much power. Mills, captain. She's going to send that one across midfield. And now, will there be enough speed to get there? No. Just a little too much power from these kicks. Maybe a little nervous, maybe a little.
Yeah, with the wind and the field is cut pretty tight. This is natural grass here, and so a lot of these teams are accustomed to playing on the turf, but when they're out here at Waipio, stadium field is very much like turf as far as it's just cut nicely. The ball rolls true out here.
Hawaii trying to move the ball up the field. They're a little too spread out to maintain any kind of sustained offensive pressure. See if they can get this ball a little bit closer to the goal. Hawaii Preparatory Academy doing a great job of just filling in the gaps and stealing the ball away.
It's going to be a good battle there between Napoleon and Perry in the midfield. 2 captains, 2 seniors.
Getting outside, that's police. Well defended. Talking to Stephen Perry, he's been doing it for so long, but he does have 2 of his 3 daughters playing on this very team. He said it's not hard to be a father and an AD and a coach. He said they shut it off. They don't even talk soccer when they go home. I found at first that hard to believe, but after talking with him, I fully believe it. I fully think that that's what they do. They just leave it at school.
His oldest daughter, Julia, graduated from this program as well, was a soccer player. going to school right now at Santa Clara, but Coach Perry said she's home for the weekend to enjoy the soccer tournament. Truly a family affair.
This is Malia West. She loses it. It's regained control by Yukimura. Putting a little pressure on now. And they're going to get called for that offside on the outside. That was Kaya, who found herself a couple of steps behind that defense. Unfortunately, that's not going to be allowed.
And that ball fell right to her, just slightly offsides. Here, Yukimura, good ball in there to her. Just a step off sides would have been a good look for the Red Raiders. This Kaya is a key forward for them. She did get hurt against Waianae. So it's nice for her to be in this match.
Well, here it goes up the sideline. But stolen away again. That was Cipriano trying to find her way up the field, but they're not going to call. She's asking for it. The Polsky now bringing it up the field. Kauai trying to make a move, but stolen away again. Back and forth we go, says Yukimura. That's a nice kick up ahead, but maybe a little too much. And Mills will snag it. Mills has got herself a nice little deal going in Chapman next year. Continue her soccer career at the next level. A couple of girls on this Hawaii Preparatory Academy have a chance to extend their playing.
Yeah, a couple of them. Kahele Walsh looking to play at the next level. Angela Cipriano, the front runner for the Kamakani, also looking to play at the next level.
Although she did kind of, now there's an opening here now, and there's a lot of trouble for, and that's a great stop. And the angle was cut off. She kind of took the wrong angle to the goal. That was Angela Cipriano, who we were just mentioning. She gets caught too far outside to the left, not much of an angle. She was actually looking to pass it off.
Yeah, exactly. I think she was both looking at the goalkeeper, kind of looking, head checking herself, looking to see if there's any attackers to help her. But Planes does well to stay on her near post, take that cover. And I think Cipriano was trying to actually sneak it into that near post.
Jenna Parry with the tap in from the corner. She'll get another opportunity to sit in. And that is a great shot from the corner. And it is in for the first score of the game. Hawaii Preparatory Academy up 1-0.
And a good look there by the senior captain. What better way to go out? Looking for her 4th title, leading this team.
Take another look at it, Brent. Walk us through it.
Yeah, they do a little bit of a short corner. Red Raiders caught off guard and just a perfect shot.
You definitely cannot defend that. That is a tough shot. A perfectly placed ball with it curving into the net.
Beautiful. And she did have the wind at her back a little bit, so I think that ball did come in with a little bit more pace, but a perfectly placed shot.
Now that'll immediately ignite some confidence in this Hawaii Preparatory Academy. They now know how they can do it. A&E Equipment Rentals is proud to support high school athletics as Hawaii's premier supplier of aerial lift equipment and forklifts, including tonight's game. A&E will take your work to new heights. Not chilly yet, is it? Looking good, thank you. Kamakani with possession. Looking to move it back up the field, now getting it up to the outside. Keeping it in play. This is Isabella Police. She's kind of the quarterback of this one. Boy, she really got a whole lot of leg into that one. Sails high. But getting a good look.
Yeah, there's a lot of attacking threats for the Kamakani, and now with that first goal going in, all of them are just going to feel more confident in taking players on as well as getting shots off. Everybody wanting to score in the championship match. So Rykov comes back into the match.
Playing a little tippy tap. Getting some cushion on this. Backing it up a little bit. Not a lot of pressure here.
And this This is where they have the time and space. Hawaii Prep in the backfield, playing against just one player up top.
A little bit of room to run. They've got 3 now. And that door quickly shut by the Kauai defense. A little bit of movement there. She's onside. She gets to the corner, stops it, but then it gets knocked out. Kamakani quickly throw this ball in. They're looking for a shot at the goal again. Melcher doing a good job.
Yeah, Coach Perry is all about attack mode. So we're just going to keep going and keep attacking. It's been working so far.
That is a nice ball. Just a little too much out in front. Mejia inside to Napoleon. Napoleon tries to get it up ahead. They lose the ball. Back and forth again we go. Getting it across midfield. This is 4-on-1. This is very difficult to get through this back defense.
Yeah, they put Yukimura up top. It gives them some spunk, but just outnumbered. And once she turns like that, she's forced to go by herself. There's no other teammates behind her or joining her in.
Yeah, you see her. She immediately gets double teamed the moment she crosses up with the ball. Napoleon up ahead through the defense, but no, gets snagged and then kicked back outside. Out of bounds. Kamakani gets the ball.
We've got a nice paced game going on so far. Good spirit, some opportunities, definitely. But the defensive players are doing a great job. The backline players on both teams are doing a very good job.
Yeah, that flatback 4 at Hawaii Preparatory Academy doing a wonderful job. Walsh leads the way back there, the 4-4-2. Hawaii not able to retain possession. HPA now kicking it up ahead. There's some speed here. And a decision needed to be made. Goalie comes back up and knocks it out. That was Planas. She's getting her work in here.
A good play there. Planas coming off her end line, getting that ball cleared away.
Elise with a quick break. She's back in the game now. It's a nice ball in that heavy wing. That's a nice ball up ahead. Again, though, that defense is there. It's as if they're figuring out exactly where that ball is going. They kind of see the trajectory before it gets kicked.
Yeah, there's a lot of coverage for the Kamakani in the backfield. They're playing with those 4 fullbacks spread across that field. Just really not a whole lot of space. The best opportunities for the Red Raiders will be if their center midfielders can pick up the ball and look through some of the windows that the fullbacks create and looking for some of those through balls to slip behind. It's going to be very difficult for the Red Raiders if they're playing their front runner and no one is joining in underneath.
That's Ruby Helmuth looking like she's limping a little bit. Check out the defense, Brent.
Yeah, we've just got players swarming in and tracking, doing their assignments, not taking any chances. Let's look for the next play. It's okay to clear it away.
Alvarado Planas with the throw in, quickly cleared out. But there's an opportunity now for her, Audrey Yukimura. Nice long kick, but that's going to go way wide right. up ahead, ball gets lost, out of bounds.
Yeah, opting for a little bit of a short goal kick, playing out of the back.
Just under 13 minutes to play in this first half. Score 1-0 for Hawaii Preparatory Academy up on Kauai. A little bit of move on the outside. Sarayakov loses that one out of bounds. University of Hawaii men's basketball team returns home from a road trip, and conference play rolls on against Long Beach State. Catch the game live on Spectrum Sports Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. We've seen a lot of 1-0 games throughout the tournament.
Yeah, and it's only going to get tighter as we advance through the tournament.
Although Hawaii Prep in the quarterfinals had a pretty lopsided victory, as did Kauai. Hawaii Prep with a 6-0 win over Waimea. Kauai with a 12-0 win over Waianae. To find their way into the title game. Earned their way, I should say. Probably a better word to use.
Hawaii Prep had scored 85 goals on the year.
This is Aliana West up ahead. Cipriano, she goes down, but they're going to retain possession. It's Nahi Bukowski back there on the defense. She's a tough player.
Yeah, just a sophomore. She has been solid for them back there. She's going to be busy all night. So
she is.
Very good front runners for the Kamakani, even when they sub and move players around. But Nahe has done a great job.
Great opportunity in front of the goal, but Kauai clears it out. Here goes again. This is a nice shot on goal, but way high. That was Malia Brost.
Yeah, good cross in there.
Yep.
Fanis comes out to pick up that ball, goes off of her chest, could smother it, but a good block there by Cesar, putting her body in front of that ball.
Let's not forget Kauai coming into this game unbeaten at 13-0. Hawaii Prep pretty close, 13-1. Their only blemish on the season was against Waikea, losing that one 2-1.
Yeah, this year Hawaii Prep coming into the state tournament as a seeded team out of the BIIF. The last couple of years it was Kamehameha Hawaii in that position. So Hawaii Prep got that first round bye this year, and that was a focus for the girls, the team coming into this year, focusing on some of those bigger games that they may have lost in years past, but those games against Kamehameha Hawaii, against Hilo, the Division I teams like Hilo and Konawaina, and one blemish is to Waikea.
A little bit of movement now in front of the goal. This is Kauai trying to make something happen. It's Planis. Up ahead, nobody there. Maya Mills picks it up. She's looking for someone downfield. She's going to cross center field with this big kick. Nice little header over to the side, but they lose possession. Kauai trying to retain it here. To the outside, but tap to herself. They've got the speed to run that thing down the sideline. As they do right here. They're calling offside. Cipriano doing a good job of getting up the field, but just a little bit. I almost tend to think that the defense saw that coming open and stepped up to put her offsides.
Yeah, and good back for Kauai as well. So organized team. Going to need to use the offsides as an additional player when you're playing against some speed. Cipriano definitely some speed up there.
Coach Chance Bukowski said that this will definitely be a collective effort. They've done it all year long by using multiple people. When one can't do the job, the others pick up the slack. He said that'll be the case tonight. Racing down the sideline, that's Ahia. She puts on the brakes, tries to get it to Yukimura, but can't. And here's a little run. Soraya check that. That was Cipriano down the middle of the field trying to catch up to it. Good defensive play.
And Bukowski running right side by side with her. Also looking at her goalkeeper Planes to see if she's going to pick that ball up right on the edge of the penalty area.
Impressed with the way Hawaii Prep continues to win the ball. Big collision there.
And Hawaii Prep does have the size advantage.
Yep.
You know, walking, talking with the coaches before the game. Some physical play. It's kind of, hey, get off of me there. Yes, it's good size on the Kamakuni side.
That was a great trap by Bukowski. Nahe doing a good job of getting it up, but then it gets stolen back. It's a little bit of an advantage here on the outside. Sorayakov getting it inside, but no, can't get it to her teammate. Instead, it's picked up by Jada Planes. It's a low line drive, doesn't get far up the field. Ahia letting that one go out. Sorayakov with the throw in, finds her teammate, back to Sorayakov. Up the field to West, West to Cipriano. Did she save it in? They're going to say no. So we go to the goal kick. Take another look at it. This is pretty close. Oh boy, and there you see it just crossed the line.
Yeah. And in soccer, the whole ball needs to be over that line. Any of that ball touching the line, it's still in play. That ball just got over the end line.
But it's Isabella Police. Now there's an opportunity for a quick kick, but no, it's defended well. Jessica Cesar. Quick throw in now. Kauai quickly on the attack again, not letting anybody rest. Check that, Hawaii Preparatory Academy on the attack. Now Kauai trying to make a move across midfield.
They've got some numbers.
They do have numbers. Napoleon in control, trying to find some help. That one gets kicked out of bounds. They'll get a breather, but they'll continue to throw the ball in here. Kauai making their way up the field.
There you see Walsh kind of commanding from the back. She stepped up on Napoleon, winning that ball at midfield.
Mike's Engraving and Trophies is the official trophy provider of Spectrum OC16 Sports. For all your special achievements, it's Mike's Engraving and Trophies, located behind Cutter Ford in IA. This one sits up ahead, goes out of bounds. Thankfully, there are ball girls tonight, provided by Kaiser, the Kaiser soccer program. Right now with an opportunity to bring it up ahead. Oh, misfires, and this one is kicked in. Harold Jack with a quick kick in the goal, and Kauai knocks this one up at one.
Harold Jack does well to keep following that play and not giving up on it. When you see goalkeeper coming out, might be a little bit shy in contact, but Harold Jack says a good ball behind by Napoleon.
Maya Mills comes out of the box. She looked like she had it, but then just simply missed, and Jack takes advantage.
Yes, that ball is caught in that almost like a no-man's zone area for a goalkeeper. Critical time in the game as well, with just under 4 minutes to play, but Napoleon plays that ball through. Harold Jack does well to finish.
I'd say so. That is Kauai's first shot on goal, and it's good for a goal.
it doesn't matter how it comes at this point in the season. Right now, she's the hero for the team, equalizing the match.
I almost took it for granted that Maya Mills comes out, but would have hit that ball instead. Now some play down the field. Can Ihia get this one out? If she does, it's going to be a goal kick. Kylie Alvarado Planas. Ihia starts there. Some speed now. White Prep, instead of kicking it out, tried to turn it around, but they lose it. Kauai will get the ball on the throw-in.
This is what Coach Stephen Perry on the Hawaii Prep end had said is that Kauai is gritty, you know, and I think the referee is kind of talking a little bit because the clock.
Yeah, the clock at one point had stopped and wasn't rolling, but the referee is in complete control of the clock himself. He's got his wristwatch. Said there's a little discrepancy, and it looks like they've cleared it up.
There you go, because the time here is official on the stadium clock, and so he wants to make sure that he's in tune with that. But here's that timeline of scoring. 20th minute for Hawaii Prep and the 36th minute for Kauai.
This one quickly kicked down by Cipriano. Just moving around himself. She'll put some cushion on this. Maybe change the side of the field. They will. Now looking up ahead. Nope, they'll come back to it. This defense is in complete control back there. Now sending it up ahead. Quickly covered by Bukowski. Which is a great matchup in the middle of the field. A little bit of banging around, but they're just trying to get that ball back. That's Brost sending it up ahead. Bukowski. And then back to the goalie. That's Jada Planas.
Going back to the goal here, we've got Maya Mills coming out looking maybe a little tentative as Hero Jack is coming and running full pace, and then she's in an area where she can't use her hands. As a goalkeeper, once you leave that penalty area, just like a field flare, and that's what leads to the goal.
Nice trap kicked out. Hawaii will retain possession, but now we've gone under a minute in this one. And throw in. Neither team wanting to make a late mistake here.
For Kauai, they're going to want to get to half and just clear the ball away. And for Hawaii Prep, they're going to keep pushing till this 30 seconds is out. They've got some pace.
We are under that 30 seconds. Kauai just trying to get it out of there. Hawaii Prep might be looking to try to take a shot here before the half ends. Call this a goal kick.
I think it'll just be a kick and the hockey will expire.
Well, both teams battling it out to a 1-all tie in the first half of this Division II title game. Hawaii Preparatory Academy getting on the board first, but Kauai tying it up late in this first half. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we'll recap what we saw here in the D2 title game. And we're back at the Waipio Soccer Complex. You've been watching the first half of the Division II Girls State Soccer Championships. Kauai knotting it up late in this one against Hawaii Prep. We're all tied up at 1. Welcome back to we're in the booth now, but this has been a pretty decent game so far. A lot of back and forth, but both teams able to get something on the board.
Yeah, I think it's an exciting game because it's tied at halftime. You know, I don't know if either team thought it was going to be this way going into this match.
Well, Hawaii Preparatory Academy has been here so many times. I don't think they've taken anything for granted, but they've certainly have had their opportunities. A couple of big kicks to the center, but it's been defended pretty well by Kauai, except for that 20th minute. A lot of pressure being put on, and here is Jenna Perry with that first goal.
Yeah, just beautiful. Beautiful finish, kind of catching off guard the Red Raiders, and a great finish.
That was just a nice kick. I don't know that anybody could have defended that. She needed to be 7 feet tall to be able to knock that one out. So a great kick from Jenna Perry to put the HPA Kamakani up 1-0 over Kauai in this one. But Kauai was able to come back.
Yeah, and here just a one shot on goal, but a ball in from Erica Napoleon finds Jessica Hirojak as the Hawaii Preparatory Academy Mom Mills is trying to come out, clear that ball, just a misclear, misses that ball, and Hirojak does well to continue and finish that, even with defenders coming down on her back. And I think the timing of that goal may be huge for the Red Raiders.
A lot of action already in this D2 championship game between Kauai and Hawaii Prep. We're not in it one. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, let's take a look at the Pizza Hut halftime stats.
You know, the shots for Hawaii Prep is really the big one here. You know, they're high power offense, they're goal-getters, but the shots on goal for Kauai, 1 for 1. That's the kind of statistic you want to see.
They're batting 1,000. I mean, they 1 shot and 1 goal.
Exactly.
Sounds like an Eminem song.
And the fouls, it's been pretty tight. The referee's been calling a pretty tight game, so set pieces may play a role as we go down the stretch in this match.
Most of those fouls coming early in this game, it seemed like everybody kind of settled in. There were a few sprinkled in throughout, but for the most part, this has been a pretty clean game. Aggressive, but clean.
Exactly, and I think that's what you expect to see in this kind of match with these two teams.
Okay, because you said it, I'm now wanting to know what you expect to see here in the second half.
For the second half, I think on the Hawaii Preparatory Academy side, Coach Stephen Perry is going to tell his team to go back to what they do, you know, and go forward, look for those combinations, look for those through balls. Let's get our front runners in behind crosses and shots, and that's how they score goals. They've scored over 80 goals this season. As far as on the Kauai side, I think Coach Chance Bukowski is going to go back the way that they ended the half. They changed into a 4-3-3 towards the end of the half, and that's what was putting a little bit more pressure on the back line for the Kamakani. So I think it's going to stay with that going into the second half.
The teams continue to talk. The fans going to go ahead and get their drink, but we're going to stop talking and send it to break. We'll be back with more here at the Waipio Soccer Complex for the D2 State Championship.
This Spectrum OC 16 presentation is sponsored by New City Nissan, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell.
Nice big cheering section here for this D2 soccer game.
Awesome. Looks like
softball.
Yeah,
softball.
And then I think it looks like the Kapa'a girls soccer, so just cheering on the island of Kauai.
Yep.
And it's incredible, John. Since we went to Division 1 and 2, that split in 2007, it's been all ILH or all private schools commitment on the Big Island, as well winning the state tournament, but none for the public schools. So Kauai playing for a lot of reasons here.
That's great too, because I think while we're here on Oahu, there are 3 neighbor island teams in these 2 championship games tonight. Kauai already was possession.
Every island represented it tonight. KK from Maui, and then we'll see Kamehameha Kapalama representing Oahu. So lots of different storylines in this state tournament.
White Prep, we saw the stats, 8 shots on goal in that first half. Using a combination of attacks. We'll see what they can come up with here in the second half. Kauai in the second half rolling left to right. Hawaii Prep now switching sides, going right to left. Walsh up ahead now. Quickly being attacked. Losing control. That one just cleared out. But Hawaii Preparatory Academy will win the ball in the air. Nice tap away. That was Kaya Kamara. Little bit of shoving over there. We hear some of the parents who also dub as coaches.
Gotta love that.
They get into it. You know, they get into it too. I've fallen victim to that myself a few times. Moving it around pretty good. Talk about that attack combo. They seem to move that ball around very well. Kauai backing up into position now. A little tap away. They use the double team, one behind, one in front, and it works. Kauai now on the move. That's Hernandez. She gets it outside to Ehia. Ehia up ahead to Hurljack. This one's stolen away. And back again in Kauai possession. Hurljack inside to Melcher. Excuse me, that wasn't Melcher, that was Napoleon. Everybody seemed to be touching the ball here. Not a lot of pressure here being put on Kauai until now.
It's nice to see both teams trying to connect a little bit more in this second half.
More doing the best job of trying to get that ball back. They'll call a foul on Hawaii Preparatory Academy. That's going against Malia Brost, starter, junior.
Brost. This is a rematch of the semifinals last year. So, and Brost scored in that match against Kauai. Looking to get another one here. She already has a goal against in this state tournament in the quarters against Waimea.
This is Napoleon taking it up the outside. She gets a nice center kick at the ball. There's an opportunity there, but this one goes up and over. That's Jessica Hurljack looking to put two in the goal.
That combination almost connecting again. Napoleon does well. It's a good service in there. And Hurljack's able to get a shot off.
Seemed like that little skip up ahead was just a little too much for her foot to keep it low. It goes up and over the goal. HPA now on the attack. Passion. Excuse me, that's Police. Oh. Nice center service, but just missed. In the middle there by Cipriano.
Police does well to get on that end line. Cipriano is right there. Just couldn't get to it. But Police gets down on the end line, and Cipriano's right there, point blank, 3 yards away. Just could not get to it. Outstretched legs and just a bit too far.
Oh, so close.
The Red Raiders
and yet
escaped.
so painful.
Yeah. The Red Raiders escaped on that one, but here the momentum is building again for the Kamakani. We saw this in the first half. After they got that goal, there was a lot more confidence, a lot more momentum, and they look to build off of that play as they've earned themselves a corner kick.
We'll see here what the captain, Jenna Perry, can do with it. Where does she put it? It's a nicely placed ball and a great opportunity for HPA, but it is taken away quickly by Planis, who snags that ball. She just goes in with reckless abandon, didn't even think about what could happen with that foot flying around. She snags it midair. Now up ahead to Ehia. Ehia trying to get a lane on the outside, find an opening. She's going to have to get by. Helmuth, take another look at this corner kick.
Yeah, good service in, and Brost comes in there with a good header and a good save by Pashon in the back. Doing exactly, we saw that in the semifinals, I think, yesterday, clearing off the end line. We see that here in the championship match.
She saved the goal.
Exactly.
No doubt about it.
Exactly. Doing her job. And that's why teams practice set pieces. Everyone has a responsibility, because that ball definitely is going to hit the back of the net. And Bro's flying out of the air. Good header.
This is Walsh with a nice big kick. No signs of that heavy breeze keeping the ball in a lower altitude when they kick it. Back and forth. That's a nice kick. It gets loose. Takekuma hitting that one out. This is Police in the corner. Going up against Kaya Kamara. And we'll see another corner kick.
Look for maybe the same type of ball. Planis has been excited to come off of that line.
Good kick in the middle. Kauai trying to get it out of there. A header, but it gets cleared. This is Ahia trying to move the ball up the field. No attack pressure here yet. She gets a chance to kick that one in, but a little too far out in front of the offense. Now, Hernandez outside, Ahia on defense. Sorayakov back. Played well, tight roping the sideline. This is West. Nice big kick up ahead. A little too much power on that one. Planis is going to kick this one back off. Chad Cabral shares a delicious Amaulu chicken curry recipe on Cooking Hawaiian Style Monday night, the special time immediately following the live OA boys basketball semifinal doubleheader on Spectrum OC16. Making me hungry. Ikimura battling between two. She gets knocked down. Hawaii prep now on the attack. This is Cipriano. She finds a lane. She gets a good kick.
Great save.
And that is a great save by Planis. She gets a left hand on that one, laying out.
That was big time right there. Cipriano does well to cut that ball in, looking for a shot to that far post. And Planis gets her big paw on that ball. Great save. And then there was a foul called on that back end of the play as the Hawaii prep attackers trying to get to that rebound.
The fact that she was able, Cipriano was able to get that off, getting around Jessica Cesar.
Some nerves there on that.
Yeah, everybody kind of watching on this one.
But Mills does well to get that ball away.
Ahia inside. Hernandez trying to battle it out. She ends up on the grass. This one's centered in. It's one-on-one. No, Kaya can't get that one. It's kicked out by Hawaii Preparatory Academy and Red Raiders. Look at that save.
That is a great save. And there we see that foul on the back end of the play.
That was a rough one, too. That was a pretty hard hit.
Yeah. So 2 huge saves in this first 10 minutes for the Raiders. One by the goalkeeper, Planis, and then the other by Pashan.
West to Sorayakov. A little bit of cushion back. That was Perry up ahead. Kolsky back to Planis. Planis will find some room on the right side. That's a really dangerous kick. Hawaii getting lucky there with the kick out. This is a far kick to the goal, and it's an opportunity, but it goes up and over. And everyone thinking, boy, this is going to be hard to stop. Planis had her eye on it the entire time.
That's Brost just hitting that ball from 45 yards away.
I don't know if she's a left-footed kicker, but she certainly had some power coming off that foot.
Yeah, Planis was right there tracking that ball the whole time. But Brost wanting to score in the championship
game just as she did. She had a hat trick last year in the first half in the state championship match.
Kamara down the line. Red Raiders will retain possession. Should get a chance to throw it again. New City Nissan is Hawaii's premier Nissan dealer and a proud sponsor of high school sports. Visit them online at www.newcitynissan.com. New City Nissan in Kalihi. Opportunity here now. Nope. It gets knocked away. That defense is tough to get by. They've done it once tonight. It's been hard to do for opposing teams all season long.
Yeah, they don't give up too many goals. Neither of these teams give up very many goals. Just 7 goals given up on the Hawaii Prep end.
And that includes tonight's goal. Back and forth. Little heading going on. It's Brost with the big kick. It gets to center field. Trying to find an opening. Nice deflection. Hawaii's possession now. Ahia on the outside. She loses it.
Opportunities looming for Hawaii Prep as there's a lot of space out on the field. Looking for those types of opportunities, those through balls.
And there's Police. She had an opportunity. Another big kick. And everybody was on the edge of their seats because the ball that came off Brost's left foot was a big one.
That's a screamer right there. From this angle, it's going to look like it's bound for the upper corner. Wow.
She's got some power in that kick.
We'll look for her to continue to take some of those longer shots.
Couldn't quite wait to get that ball back in the box. So Mills has to come out.
This is the right choice by her. As that ball hung up in the air, if she stayed in her penalty area, it would have been a close one.
Here's a pass, Cipriano outside to West. West trying to find a little bit of an opening. She gets a nice kickoff, but that one goes way out of bounds and behind the goal. Passion on defense.
Yeah, and Aliana West just so pacey. Front runner for them. Got 8 goals on the season. And West is a player that has played a different position for the 3 years that she's been on the team. Right here, just a lot of pace, and Pashan is tracking with her, trying to keep her out wide. But West, as a freshman, she started out in the back, started all the games as a fullback. Last year as a sophomore, played all of the games as a midfielder, and then this year, she was asked to move up. Coach Perry asked her to move up the field, and now she's playing forward. Dynamic, and able to play all over the field.
Throwing, low line drive. Ahia with the ball. It's congested on that sideline. Now a little bit of an opening. Police up ahead. This is a nice little opening for Thompson. Thompson's got to find a way to get it back into the middle, but she can't. That's great defense by Kauai and Passion, except that the ball gets lost and almost goes in the goal. This back and forth stuff is confusing for sure, but I'm sure it's even more confusing for the players down on the field. That ball just sailing a little high over the goal.
And Jenna Perry hitting that ball from distance.
Oh boy, and there's a bunch of players on this Hawaii Prep team that have strong legs that can go from way outside the box.
Yeah, because they're so threatening, being able to take players on the wide side of the field. There's a lot of players on the Kauai, and they're trying to get behind the ball, and so that's what's leaving the midfielders open for Hawaii Prep, and they're able to take some of those longer shots.
You're watching the D2 state championship game here with Kauai taking on Hawaii Prep. Knotted at 1, both goals scored in the first half of this one. We're about making our way to the midway point of the second half. Kauai wearing white, Hawaii Prep wearing red. Hawaii on the move. And as soon as I say that, it gets stolen away. We've seen a lot of back and forth in this one. Brost with the big foot. She tries to get up ahead to West. West in control. A little bit of room. She's looking for somebody in the middle, but it's intercepted by Kamara.
I think for the next 10 minutes or so, we'll see a lot of back and forth action. The field will be spread out quite a bit.
The Hawaii Scholastic Soccer Federation is looking for men and women who want to contribute to the success of high school soccer by joining the team of referees. Officiating experience is helpful but not required. Training and mentoring will be provided. Please send an email to soccerrefhawaii@gmail.com and make a difference in the high school game.
Thank you, referees. We'll take more as well.
Those of you that have the strength and courage to be a referee, we commend you.
Yes.
But it is a fulfilling job.
For sure. For sure.
A lot of nice combos on the wings here. Keeping Kauai stretched. Kauai Prep doing a good job.
Yeah, and it's going to be that way and until we get, I think, under the 10-minute mark where teams will be a little bit more conservative. They'll make their front runners do a lot of the work, but here I think for the next 10 or 12 minutes we'll see both teams trying to get that goal and then maybe bunker down for the remainder of the time. So we'll continue to see both teams getting numbers up in the attack. Hawaii Prep has had kind of the upper end of it in this second half. Not too many opportunities for Kauai.
Yukimura, Napoleon, and now Hurljack. 3 players touching the ball on that one. They're saying that was offside. Right away, he's up the field, too. You get a good look at the referee here. He's just about maybe 10 or 12 yards past midfield. So it happened early. Big kick up the field. Ball in the air, won by Kauai, and up ahead now. This is Thompson. Looking for somebody to get it to. Maybe a move here. She gets one quick move. Ball stays inbounds. Good defense here by Passion. And it goes out. That's a goal kick. Great play defensively and a lot of feisty work.
Yeah. The size difference between the two players. Passion having to be very, very feisty and quick.
She's a senior. She's saying this one is anybody's game. If I have anything to do with it, I'm going to let this one go out of bounds. I'm going to work real hard in the defense. That's her job. Get a good look at Passion. Yukimura. Passion. And now Cipriano trying to get it to the middle. Good clearing by the Red Raiders. And now a little bit of a run. This is Melcher on the outside. Can't get to it. Oh, she had those jets on, but just not enough afterburner to get her to the sideline.
Yeah, and they were numbers up actually, 4 versus 3 there. But luckily for the Kamakani, that ball rolls out of bounds.
Crossing midfield, Hawaii Preparatory Academy now in the attack. It's 3 against 4, 3 against 5. Now 4. Great defense. Cesar. West. Nice kick to the center. There's just about a white shirt in every possible nook and cranny that you can get that ball into. They're trying to sneak it past the defenders, but good job by Kauai. Now here's Brost. In the middle, tripped up. is Perry.
Oh, tripped up.
Tripped up as the referee. He's going to have to get back up and watch this action from a little bit behind. That could be a big mistake, and luckily for Mills, that ball creeps its way into the box just quick enough for her to get a hand on it.
We saw a lot of action there in that series.
So you want to be a referee.
Oh, but he did well. He did well to get back up.
What was the number of the player that he ran into? Was that Brost?
Yes.
Oh, she's not moving.
He did awesome.
It's okay. Nobody was watching.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. He's doing a good job. All right, little cushion on the ball here. Back to Mills. Mills will look for an opening here. Not a whole lot of pressure here by Kauai.
It's 11 o'clock.
Walsh. Sorayakov. West. Racing up the sideline. Quick stop. Cipriano. Good defense here by Bukowski. And by Passion. Again, a collective effort on both sides. Take a look at the scores today, sponsored by Enterprise. This was a nice one early on. Have that? There we go. Kauai tied up with Pearl City for the third place D1 game. KS Maui dropping it to Mililani 2-1 there in the fifth place game. In the third place game, the final score tied up at 2, Mid-Pacific and Kapa'a. And then Kamehameha, Big Island, BIIF, 3-0 over Waimea. Radford and Sacred Hearts played to a scoreless tie in the D2 consolation game. A lot of action going on in front of the goal here. Isabella Police with a shot. That one sails wide left.
Yeah, the Kauai backfield players, the defenders, doing a good job of not being impatient. They're just standing, getting in front, moving their feet, not looking for that dive or that stab. And that's what the Kamakani frontrunners are looking for. They're so quick. They're looking for one good move to get behind. But the Red Raiders are making it very, very difficult.
This is West controlling the ball on the outside for Kamakani. Back inside, 3-on-1. That's a great job defensively. Melcher, you see Melcher getting back. She's going to be able to hit the ball here. Matsunaga in on it. A lot of congestion, not spreading out a whole lot here. Each team trying to find their way through the lanes.
Yeah, the only time that the teams are really getting some time and space is when Hawaii Prep plays to their backfield players. They're looking for some of that release of pressure. But here, a good position, about 30 yards away.
Brost with a quick kick and a shot on the goal. That was a line drive, but not tall enough to get out of the way of Jada Planis.
And Brost actually goes quickly. Instead of asking for 10 yards, she takes an early shot, and Planis does well to hold on to that.
She gets up there. She had that corner covered very well. But it was a quick kick that fouled just outside.
Yeah, oftentimes you'll see players kind of take their time and ask for 10 yards from the referee there. Brost
Not there, though.
kind of just said, you know what, I'm going to take it. She thought maybe Planis wasn't ready. Planis does well to hold on to that ball.
And she had the tough angle. That's a far way out to be able to find an opening. Planis does a good job of securing the ball. And we're back into the action here.
And Kauai has only given up 2 goals all season, 3 including tonight's goal. So very stingy defense on both ends of the ball here.
This is Brost. Kick toward the goal. That one sails wide right.
Some good work from both teams. You know, these players very fit. You know, they didn't have to play on Wednesday, so they had that first round bye, picked up play on the quarterfinal day on Thursday. Both teams had a very nice, comfortable game on Thursday, so lots of players being able to play.
There's a little bit of a run. You got 2-on-1. That's a good job by Walsh knocking that one out.
See if the Red Raiders can build something here. It's the first time really across midfield with numbers, if they can keep the ball here.
Adriana Hernandez takes out Mia Matsunaga here for Kauai. Well, that's a good job by Hawaii Prep, just getting in between the ball and the defender or the offender on this particular play. Bukowski tries to get it around the defender, but a little too much power on that kick. And now Hawaii Prep on the attack. Up ahead. There's a little bit of a lane. Oh boy, some speed by Isabella Police, but she gets knocked down to the box. That's no call. And a shot on goal that's going to be a little too low to get over the head of Jada Planis.
And Bella Police and Kaya Camaro battling on that play. Here we'll see Bella Police on the back end of it. And Camaro does well to stay calm.
And in fact, tries to kick her with the ball. No, she didn't kick her. That was by accident, obviously, but that's just great defense and a nice little battle. You like to see those kinds of battles. Planis has to come out of the goal. She kicks it she gets a good boot on it, crosses over center field. That was Perry. Little too much in front. Injured player on the field, you saw it just there going down. Noah Kaya, going to take a quick pause in the action though as we have a player down. That's Brost. Yeah, Brost. She went down a little odd there. It looks like her foot got caught in the turf.
Yeah, so the referee has signaled for the clock to stop during injuries.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 1186 is a proud supporter of high school sports. Good luck to all the student athletes and a big mahalo to all the coaches and other volunteers. Some concern here for Brost. She looked like she went down weird, like her ankle was caught up. They're going to bring the cart out to take a look at her. Here's another look at it. Her right ankle goes underneath her leg. That was tough. She was trying to stop, but all her momentum and weight carried over onto her ankle, and she got that rolled over pretty badly.
Yeah.
They brought the cart out. Sometimes that adrenaline, and because she's warmed up really good, might just mean she goes off to the sideline and gets it taped up. We'll see what kind of what kind of injury this really is.
Yeah, these players are so strong nowadays and bounce right back.
She's been an instrumental player for Kamakani. She's already had 5 shots on goal. A very dangerous player from anywhere on the field. She's got a big enough leg to knock it in. She's kicked it with her left, but she injures her right on this one. She stands up. Let's see what kind of walk-off she has. Like I said, there's a little bit of a limp there, but she may be able to keep that warm enough and maybe wrapped up.
I'm pretty sure if she has anything to say, she's going to want to be back in this match. She knows it's the last game of the year. Lots at stake, but it's good to see that she's able to walk off on her own.
She might just end up getting it wrapped up. They'll take a look at it. Sometimes the best thing is to keep your shoe on.
But her and Jenna Perry, the 2 central midfielders for the Kamakani, just the motor for their team. That is a big loss for them. See what it looks like we've got 12 minutes left in regulation here.
This game has definitely gone quick, but it seems like an eternity, I'm sure, for these players. ball gets loose. Sorayakov up ahead to Police. She loses a handle on it and it rolls out of bounds. This will be Red Raiders ball. You can hear the parents.
Yeah, and the Red Raiders yesterday scored 2 late goals. They were down 1-0 against Mid-Pac. They gave up pretty early goal in the first half, and they kept in the match. You know, tried to battle back, but did not score until the 73rd minute to tie the game. And then Erica Napoleon ended up scoring with just 27 seconds left in the match.
And here's an opening quickly right in front of the goal. That's Emily Thompson. HBA comes away with a quick opening in front of the goal. Take another look at this. Brent, walk us through it because she found herself right in front of the goal in great position.
It almost caught her off by surprise, and this is a sub for Brost. So Thompson comes into the match, a good combination, 1-2 there. Just tucks it away in the far corner.
You got to credit Cipriano, who finds her in the lane, gets it between a couple of defenders in front of the goal. And Emily Thompson with a big flex. Go ahead, celebrate. You just put your team up 2-1.
Yeah, and she was just that sub for Brost. So a key play here is Thompson could ball in there by Cipriano, threading the defense. And Thompson calm. Tucks that ball. She really had either post to go with. Planis came out a bit late there. Right there, that sits as the game winner right now. Thompson was getting in some of that action in the beginning of the second half on that far side of the field, but here she is now on the left side of the field and scores the biggest goal of the year.
Kauai quickly getting that out of bounds. They felt the pressure. HBA looking to extend that lead. Just about 10 minutes left in this game. Back and forth, West drops it to Evans. Perry now, West. Well, they find a little opening there again. Nice ball movement, and that one just slides by Planis. Luckily for her, it goes just right of the goal and out of bounds, but it will be a corner kick. White Preparatory Academy keeping the pressure up.
And here, a good pass. Cipriano just peeks over her shoulder as she sees Thompson running behind that. Those are things that are practiced. They know where players are going to be on the type of movement there.
This is a nice corner kick in, but that one goes out of bounds. And we'll do it again. Jenna Perry. It's a low line drive kick. Kauai intercepts, but this is Police. Police with a shot. That one sails wide right. A lot of pressure right now by HBA. So it was a short-lived sideline visit by Brost. You can tell she's not entirely right, but she's told the coaches I'm good enough. This is the final game of your season. She's only a junior. This is Police on the outside, finding a little bit of a lane, and then kicked in by Erskine. Erskine in front of the goal, gets a foot on it, and just by Planis. And just like that, the pressure was continued by Kamakani, and they find themselves up 3-1.
Yeah, and Erskine right there. Recently into the game, but Police, just the speed and a good ball in. Cuts that ball across her body. Just not marking tight enough, and Erskine puts that ball away. Not a whole lot that Planis can do point blank.
That is a great looking ball. Erskine just coming in moments ago.
The
It's a lot like we said,
substitutes.
yeah, it's the substitutes that are finding some success in front of the goal. Take your internet with you. Spectrum Internet customers get free, unlimited access to over 4,000 Wi-Fi hotspots across the islands.
Yeah, so a big hill for the Red Raiders to climb here. Down 2 goals with just 8 minutes left.
It was a tight ball game up until just a few minutes ago. This one entered the second half, knotted at 1. Both teams finding first half goals. Hawaii Prep now the only scorers here in the second half. They're up 3-1. Kauai's going to have a sense of urgency with 7:35 left on the clock.
And as we get down to the 5-minute mark, as Hawaii Prep is winning, the clock will stop if they make any subs. That is also a new rule that's been implemented this year. So if the winning team is subbing, 5 minutes left in the game, they will stop the clock.
So everybody gets settled in. Attack. Look at all it's 4 against 1. Quick knockdown. A shot to the goal, but that one's short and played. We'll go to the corner from Hawaii on this kick.
And the adjustment here is Nahed Bukowski has moved up in the forward position. She was their center back for the Red Raiders. Trying to get anything to get back into this match late.
This is the first corner for Kauai. We'll see what they can do here. Left-footed kick in. This is a nice hooking ball. And it takes Maya Mills to step up, grab this one over her head. It's a great play. We got the lights on here in the stadium, but a little extra illumination with a beautiful moon peeking behind the clouds. What a great shot that is.
The moon is huge.
It's going to go back underneath the clouds for a moment. The storm continues here for Kauai as Hawaii Prep slips behind the defense. Hawaii clears it out. Red Raiders trying to move the ball up the field. They've got 5:30 to put 2 in this one to tie it up. They're down 3-1.
They've got some attackers. It's 4-on-4 here, and they just connect.
And Kamakani continue to sneak in and steal that one away. They'll just bring this ball up the sideline. West to Cipriano. She's asking for a corner kick, but they're going to give it to the goal. All of a sudden, Audrey Yukimura goes down. We saw her go down right there on the camera. She looks like she might be treated for a quick cramp. We'll get a quick stoppage in our time. She just all of a sudden fell down to the ground. Didn't look like she had any kind of injury, but she must be suffering from cramps as one of her teammates is stretching her out. Sometimes when it's a little cool, you don't think that you need the extra hydration. But clearly you do. They're running around, sweating it out. She's been working hard back there too.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to pull her out. According to the referee, they're going to have to make a substitution, even though she looks like she's okay. I think the amount of time that she stayed down on the turf was enough concern to bring her out of the game and substitute her in.
Yeah, anytime there's a stoppage like that, they'll have to sub her out until the next play.
And in fact, she'll stand on the sideline waiting to do just that, come back in. She'll get a little direction from the sideline as well.
Counting the players here, it seems like.
Just making sure. There you see it. Just gonna get a swig
little
of mustard.
Nice.
It's mustard during the game. It's chocolate milk after the game. They got the whole thing going on here. It's like, could I have a hot dog? Oh, now this is to the outside. This is West. Gonna get inside the quick tip, but that one just goes out of bounds. Will it be a corner kick? It will.
Yes. Malia West caught open there. Crosses that ball in. Planes blocks it away and hits her own teammate, giving up a corner kick.
Brost now, quick kick. Just a short kick. Dribbles it along. She'll get another opportunity to kick it in. She's got a dangerous position and a big leg. In fact, so big, she finds the corner of the left side of that net for the goal.
I was just about to say it's going to be a little bit of the same play that Hawaii Prep did in the first half with Jenna Perry, knowing that Brost has the left foot, but just solid. That's something that is definitely practiced, and we saw Brost showcasing her left foot earlier, takes that additional touch to get a better angle and puts that ball top shelf on the far post.
So perfect.
Not a whole lot that Planes could do on that one as well.
No, and in fact, that little tip gave her that extra step and a little extra power into it that she's able to run into it and boot it with that left. No signs of that ankle injury that she went out from earlier on. And Hawaii Preparatory Academy with 3:55 left in this one takes a 4-1 lead.
And Hawaii Prep has been very threatening this entire second half. There hasn't been too much on the Red Raiders and offensively. It's very difficult to defend against a team like this for the entire half. Especially as some movement, defensively things were different for the Red Raiders down this stretch as they were trying to get back into the match. So sacrificing a little bit in the back, leaving themselves vulnerable for some goals.
Kauai with the throw in. That's Pasha. Earl Jack trying to get that ball back. Oh boy, here we go. Cipriano looking for an opening. Great defense there by Passion. Catherine Passion, the senior defender, knocks that one away.
Yeah, she's been all over the place. The back line. Cipriano just so shifty and so pacey. Here, the Kamakani just taking a little bit more time getting these balls back in play.
A lot of congestion there in front of the goal. That's Perry, who just centered that in from the corner, but she can't get a handle on it. Bit of misfire there. Brost. A little too much.
The Red Raiders just need to get that ball up the field. They want to keep it in play. The Kamakani, they just keep trying to score. Not looking to get into the corners or anything.
Well, I guess the big thing here is there's no letdown. They're up 4-1, but they are not giving in at all. Continuing to put the pressure on. You got to commend Kauai, the Red Raiders, playing very hard. Here's your scoring timeline.
Yeah, just there's 3 goals just all in a bunch within 10 minutes. A couple of key substitutes scoring.
Yeah.
That's the second and third goal.
Cipriano. ahead. And well played by Jada Planis, the freshman goalie from Kauai.
Just the freshman. She's been solid back there.
There's a lot of height on this Hawaii prep team. They're able to go up and over and head the ball forward. They have long legs. Kauai putting up a fight. But we're now down to 20 seconds. Offsides call. And this one is all but done. 10 seconds left as Hawaii Preparatory Academy will win its 7th straight D2 state championship. Kauai put up a good fight. It was tied up in 1 coming into the second half, but Hawaii Preparatory Academy scores 3 in the second period to win the D2 state championship. 4-1 over Kauai. You gotta be happy for these girls. They found another way to make it back to this game. No class wants it to be them. No senior wants it to be them.
Yeah.
And a guy who's seen many successful seasons, Stephen Perry, overlooking the celebration. We'll be right back. We're back at White Soccer Complex where Hawaii Preparatory Academy wins its 7th straight D2 state title against Kauai. They win it 4-1. And in a very big-time second half, Hawaii Prep comes out on top. Let's take a look at the Taco Bell play of the game.
Yeah, good combination. Cipriano here is looking over her shoulder as Emily Thompson, who just entered the match, tucks it away for the eventual game winner.
And Emily Thompson, like you said, subs in for Brost, who had gone out but had done so much. And in fact, so much so that she is our impact player of the game. Emily, congratulations. This was a big win for you guys. I mean, Malia, excuse me. Malia Brost, that is. Hey, you had such a big part in this game.
Thank you.
Are you feeling good about the win?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
How's your ankle?
It's okay. I previously injured it a few weeks ago, just walking around at school, and yeah, it should be fine.
What did you think about Emily coming in for you for that quick sub?
Oh my God, that was amazing. You know, I've loved her ever since she joined this team, and even before that, we went to middle school together, and we're in high school together. We've been great friends through club soccer as well, and I'm just so proud of her that she scored a goal this game. That was amazing.
Tied at 1 coming into the second half. What did you guys say at halftime that sparked a 3-point second half?
We just knew that they were going to come out just as hard as we were, and we needed to even top that, and we needed to bring our effort to the field just as much as they did.
Yeah, Malia, this is the game that you kind of shine in, the championship game. Last year you scored 3. Tonight you scored again, and then you're just a junior, so we're looking forward to seeing what you can do next year.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to thank all of my coaches that have brought me to where I am today, and especially my team. They are amazing.
Well, congratulations. Go enjoy. Go get your medal. Congratulations on the big win.
Thank you very much.
Malia Brost, our impact player of the game. Let's take a look at how much of an impact she played in this game tonight.
Yeah, we saw in the second half she took a couple of shots. That was a screamer, looking for the top shelf, and this is her goal off of that short corner kick on the far post. Very similar to what Jenna Perry did in the first half, but here just takes that extra touch, setting herself up, perfect angle, and puts that away.
Just a fantastic player. No signs late in this game of that injury she had to leave momentarily for. They wrapped her up pretty nice, and she came back in and did her job.
Yeah, the ankle's feeling pretty good after winning this game.
It always will be, yeah. All right, for the impact player of Kauai, we're going to go with Planis. She did a fantastic job. She allowed a couple of goals, but some of those were unstoppable. I don't care how tall or how wide you are. She did her job as best as she could.
And John, she's just a freshman, but holding on to these balls and and she's, you know, been able to defend against some very, very good strikers and front runners for the Kauai. Big save, keeping it netted, keeping it 1-1 in the beginning of the second half. We'll look forward to seeing what she does in the next 3 years.
Just a freshman, 10 saves in this championship game, and there you see the championship trophy hoisted over Hawaii Preparatory Academy. Kamakani winning their 7th straight D2 title. What a fantastic game. I can't wait for the second game of our our twin bill. This has been a fantastic run. Again, no senior wants it to be them.
Exactly, and it was a close first half, you know, that 1-1. Going into the second half, it was tight as well, just until the last 10 minutes, really did HPA able to open up the scoring. But credit to them, they were persistent and consistent, and they ended up winning their 7th title.
Speaking of consistent, I thought the referees did a fantastic job calling this first game of our twin bill. We're going to take a short break. When we come back,